Many times you find yourself pretending to be someone you're not just to avoid feeling out of place in conversations. Isn't that right? This can be the impact of ADHD, referred to as the inauthentic self. Learn to identify and change this game with the method I created and use every day. Check it out in the first link in the description. How does someone with ADHD get organized? Have you ever stopped to think that we have a specific way of getting organized when we're not completely disorganized? I'm going to explain how this works. A lot of people complain to me that, Yuri, the problem in my life is that I can't take action because I'm constantly trying to figure out what the next piece I should move is, what's the next step I need to take. In fact, a big part of our lack of action comes from disorganization. And often our disorganization comes from a lack of prioritization. Don't worry, because this is natural for us. But there's a much easier way for you to get organized. It's the method I use, and I think it can work for you too. Well, if you're one of those people who has tried using a planner, who has tried every kind of trick to schedule your day, put first what is first, second what is second. That works on the first day. On the second day, you're already completely disorganized, and then you stop using those tools, those planners. Don't worry, because you're not alone. I belong to this group too. But I've learned to live with myself. I've learned to forgive myself. And not just that, I'm going to show you another way to do it. In other words, I'm not really the type of person who gets organized the night before. I can't handle it. Many coaches, specialists in human development and so on, and it doesn't even have to be related to ADHD. No, okay, the people in organizations say that you should prioritize planning the next day the night before you plan your next day. But that doesn't work for me. And I think that for a good part of people with ADHD, it doesn't work either, especially because you might suddenly forget to do it. What I usually do, and what tends to work, is to work in well-defined cycles. For example, in the morning, I know that when I check WhatsApp, I usually respond to the messages that came in. I usually get a lot of group messages, random messages, requests, you name it. I go ahead, reply to everyone that I'm running late, and then I don't touch it anymore. When I go back to WhatsApp, it's just to respond to a family group, my mom, or a friend who sent something. But they are very specific periods. Then I don't stay there all the time, no. Then, when I start working, I totally forget about the other activities. Because I know that after I finish that work, I'm going to have something else important to do. Unless I have a scheduled appointment, for example, 2 p.m. You have to aim for the middle, for example. It can't be any other way. So, you put it in your schedule and set your alarm so you don't forget that commitment. But I'm saying it like this, a day-to-day routine, the things you have to do every day. So I work in cycles. First, I respond to WhatsApp. Then I start working here at the company. I begin to create a video, something along those lines, come up with a script, something like that. Then I take my to-do list. So for example, in the morning, I've already replied to everyone. From mid-morning until lunchtime, I work a little, right? Or even at 1 in the afternoon, I stop to have lunch, take a little break, and then I grab my to-do list. To-dos can be anything, even fixing the shower that broke, anything along those lines. I start to tackle old to-dos. I have a huge list of things to do. And I organize these lists in a Microsoft To-Do app. I'm not going to talk about apps here, guys, because the focus of this video isn't to talk about app A, B, or C. It's about organization, about the mindset regarding how ADHD can be organized. So I always have a list on hand of what I need to do. I usually put it here in Microsoft To Do. So I'm on the street, it's synced. So on the computer, it has the same sync, the same app on all my computers and also on my phone. So I'm out on the street and I remember something like that. Like, wow, backing up the videos, I hit enter here, it syncs. It's my little to-do list. It's something that I don't have a specific time to do. I can do it tomorrow, I can do it next week. I just have to do it. I have to look at the list over there. Otherwise, it doesn't help if you put things on the list and don't take off, right? And like a checklist is that thing. After you complete it, you click there, cross it off, and then you move on to the next task. So, a very functional way that I learned to deal with my natural disorganization, which I've already tried to implement. Activity schedule sequenced, like at this time do this. Then I go to the gym, then I walk, then I work. It doesn't work for me. In my day, I have things to do, but I don't have a set time to do them. And this is something I'm sure happens to many of you as well who have ADHD. You have things to do, you need to get things done, but you don't have a completely scheduled time to do them. Guys, I don't work like a robot, I don't work like an android. It just doesn't work. I know what I have to do, I'll do it, but if I keep depending on a set time, it won't happen. Besides, feeling extremely high anxiety unnecessarily. So, do it in cycles. When you start a task, forget all the others. Move on to the next task, forget all the others and just forget the previous one too. In other words, don't leave anything pending or accumulated, and that way you'll be able to get everything done. Did you like this tip I gave? Did you relate to that? So, you, ADHD adult, don't forget to sign up for the ADHD in Action Club, which has a complete course on these organization issues. Friendship, relationships, work, the everyday things of ADHD adults, which don't have to be solely focused on productivity. And these things, okay, so you click here on the card to access and be part of the club, or on the link that's in the description. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, see you later, bye-bye. The financial life of someone with ADHD can be chaotic. We have an idea of how much we earn, but what about how much we spend? It's quite common to be surprised by the credit card bill or to make unnecessary impulse purchases. But there are tools that help me bring order to this chaos, and I teach all of them in the first link in the description.